Welcome to Hornbill TV's Primetime with Ngullie. Ladies and gentlemen, the ugly season is coming to an end, or so it seems. We hope that you all are choosing to stay safe. Electioneering to the Nagaland Legislative Assembly has officially concluded on the afternoon of Saturday, but I'm telling you that the drama among both the candidates and among their supporters is far from over as people get ready to vote. The 2023 elections will be remembered generally for Mokokchung and Wokha for the violence, for the damage to life, damage to property, and the injury caused to the sense of community and humanity among the people. My heart still breaks thinking about the youth from Chungtia in Mokokchung and his family who fell to the system and to poor humanity. May God grant them peace and heal their lives. Elsewhere, Dimapur has had its share of confrontations between supporters. Certain constituencies in Dimapur and almost entire Zunheboto district have been placed under prohibitive orders. It is safe to assume that the election and enforcement authorities in Nagaland could be walking in their sandals and half-pants right now. You can't blame them because approximately 13,17,634 voters from 59 constituencies across the state will be voting for or against about 183 candidates on Monday. It's only 59 constituencies now after PJB candidate from 31st Akulto Assembly constituency, Gazeto Kinemi won the seat uncontested. The results of the polls in Nagaland will be announced on March 2, along with that of Tripura and Meghalaya. You see, ladies and gentlemen, your votes will be deciding whether the next 5 years for these three states would be as beautiful as the electoral promises your candidates made to you, or as miserable as your poor choices. Now, let's check out the top news and headlines of the day. The period of campaigning to the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly elections 2023 has concluded officially with effect from 4 p.m. today. Prohibitive orders have been clamped in 6 assembly constituencies of Zunheboto district on Saturday. Three persons have been reportedly injured in yet another incident of pre-poll violence in Wokha, where supporters of BJP opened fire, according to reports. The period of campaigning to the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly elections 2023 has concluded officially with effect from 4 p.m. today, ladies and gentlemen. The Chief Electoral Officer of Nagaland issued a press release on Saturday informing that public meetings will be prohibited during the period of 48 hours, ending with the hour fixed for the conclusion of the polls. So what does that even mean? Starting from now till the hour polling concludes, no political electoral activity shall be allowed. That's what the order means. In other words, you shall not convene, hold or attend, join or address any public meeting or procession in connection with the election. You shall not display to the public any election matter by means of cinematography, television, or other similar media. You shall also not propagate any election matter to the public by holding or by arranging or holding off any musical concert or any performance of any entertainment value with view to attract members of the public. So what if you just happen to do any of those? After all, the CEO is in Kohima, ladies and gentlemen, and you are in Tuensang district or somewhere else and nobody can see you, right? No, the district officials and the police are also the CEO. In that way, any person who violates the order shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 2 years, or with fine, or with both. So you have to be careful. Further, after the closure of the campaign period, no campaign can be taken place within the political constituency. Political functionaries and party workers who have been brought from outside the constituency and who are not voters of that constituency shall not remain in that area, as their continued presence after the end of the campaign might undermine the atmosphere for free and fair polls. The district election administration, the police are to ensure that all political functionaries leave the constituency immediately after the campaign period is over. Let's check out the next news. Section 144 has been imposed in parts of Zunheboto. Prohibitive orders have been claimed in 6 assembly constituency of Zunheboto district on Saturday. Section 144 of the CRPC has been imposed in areas comprising 31st Akuluto, 32nd Atoizu, 33rd Zunheboto, 34th Aunato, 35th Zunheboto, and 36th Sataka till 5 p.m. of February 27. Further, assembly of 5 or more persons have been prohibited by the government in the area of the Deputy Commissioner's office complex and 100 meters in its vicinity, including the Zunheboto public ground. Generally, Zunheboto has been a model baby during the elections this time, considering that the district has not exactly been a model district during the past election events. So far, we have not yet received any violent activities from the district. So I believe that the authorities might be taking measures just in case some people, decide to get a little too energetic. Earlier today, Nagaland Post had quoted the Additional Director General of Police for Law and Order, Sandeep Tamatke, as saying that the Nagaland Police Headquarters was monitoring the situation closely. His comments suggest that there are approximately 305 companies of security forces in the districts on Friday. We can be happy for his assurance that the Nagaland police this time won't be fooling about, but won't hesitate to pull the punches if troublemakers decide to spoil the day. The police authorities have directed the security personnel to not hesitate to use force wherever required to ensure that peace is maintained at any cost, the newspaper said. That's the interesting part of the whole narrative about controlling especially crowds who are a little bit too enthusiastic during election events. Ladies and gentlemen, the interesting part here is, which gives a hint about how things are going to work out if party workers decide to go UFC on each other. The police officials said this, that the Nagaland Police Administration has given clear instructions to the police and paramilitary forces not to wait for any direction, written or unwritten, but take suo moto action as per law and wherever any violence takes place in their presence. That, ladies and gentlemen, means that the police won't sit down waiting for orders from the higher ups if you start spoiling people's moods on election day. Suo moto, ladies and gentlemen, means action taken by authorities on their own accord without any request by the parties involved. Money and alcohol are an integral part of, the Naga people's rich electoral culture ever since we discovered politics, ladies and gentlemen. Thankfully, both are illegal if you happen to have 50, 60 lakhs lying around at home and maybe a few truckloads of whiskey in your fridge during the elections. These can be seen by the enforcement authorities who have been seizing good amounts of both cash and alcohol during the elections. I remember those days when we used to have elections in Wokha. We were very small children. We used to go to these political camps, and every time we went to the camps, they would give us 50 rupees, 100 rupees. And I did not realize those days that those were actually the incentives that were given to party workers so that we would vote for the candidates in whose camp we were. So I think money and alcohol, they have always been very good friends during the election, especially for Naga people here. So on Friday, enforcement agencies seized items and currency worth over 1 crore 8 lakhs according to updates from the officials. According to the report, the total worth of the seizure so far since the announcement of the election dates amount to about 48 crore 77 lakh 34,159 rupees. So according to the source, it's about 48 crore that the amount of seized goods have been estimated to be worth that much. The story of grief and loss for Turkey and Syria continues, ladies and gentlemen. We can only pray for the people there and for those who survive. May food and shelter at least reach them when they need. The number of people killed by the earthquakes that struck Turkey and Syria early this month has now passed about 50,000. This is one of the most catastrophic natural calamities in the 21st century. According to latest figures, 44,218 people have died in Turkey alone. Nearly 240,000 rescue workers, including volunteers, continue to work in approximately 11 quake-hit provinces in Turkey. Nearly 530,000 people have been evacuated from the disaster areas in Turkey alone. The Turkish government has said that lakhs of buildings have so far been recorded as collapsed or severely damaged. Further, more than 19 lakh people are reportedly taking refuge in temporary shelters or hotels and public facilities. Bad news continue to come in from Wokha, where various allegations of both violence and records of violence continue to be received here in the media. We have received a new report today that there was another incident in Wokha that involved shooting. So 3 persons have been reportedly injured in yet another incident of pre-poll violence in Wokha. Reports said they were shot at. According to the reports, a group of BJP supporters opened fire at Saron Colony on Friday night at about 11:30 p.m. These are unconfirmed reports, but those are what the details are saying. According to reports we have received here, a person by the name of Pyamo Izung was shot in the leg, while another person, one Yantungolota, was shot in the hand. A woman identified as one Zichanbeni Izung escaped the attack. That's what the report said. The victims were rushed to the Wokha civil hospital by the police. They are said to be in a critical position. The media cell of the Nationalist Congress Party of 38 Assembly constituency said that the crime was committed using sophisticated weapons. Besides, the assailants allegedly used a grenade also. We have also received reports here that houses and properties in the locality were damaged, while multiple bomb blasts at different locations were also reported. Like I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, these are unconfirmed reports and we do not have any official statements in this regard. We are not able to independently confirm these incidents from official sources. The Sagraba Women's Welfare Society in Peck District has filed a complaint with the authorities alleging that supporters of the Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party candidate KG Kenya physically assaulted and mentally harassed a woman on Friday night. The woman, who has been identified as a cousin sister of National People's Party candidate of 17 Chizami Assembly constituency and married into Chizami village, was reportedly taken to the village council hall and beaten for allegedly campaigning for the NPP. The organization also alleged that the woman was made to put her thumb impression on a document that was warned against revealing the incident to anyone. The Women's Society appealed to the authorities to take action at the earliest. Those were the charges. Now we'll check out the other side of the story too. The Chizami Youth Society has clarified that it had been keeping vigil in the village in support of the Chakisang Clean Election movement. According to the updates we received here, the group summoned the woman on Friday upon receiving what they call evidence report of buying votes. The society said the woman in question had also been warned on several other occasions. On Friday, the Chizami Youth Society said that during the process of interrogation, her denial invited 3 lashes on her calf. The youths regretted the incident. Nonetheless, the CYA said the woman admitted to buying votes and that it had nothing to do with party politics. So those were the top news speaks for Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. The season is ugly, really ugly. The security agencies and the government machinery are doing their best, but you have a responsibility to as a responsible citizen. Hornbill TV urges you to vote responsibly and to stay safe. Keep watching Hornbill TV for more updates. I'm Ngullie. See you next time.